Alright, hello. This is Unveiled. This is a ROM hack of Donkey Kong Country 2. Previously in a SNES Super Stars, I was privileged to do any percent. This is going to be 102%. So this is going to be everything that MT put in, all the changes, so all bonus coin locations, DK coin locations, as well as additional post-game content. With me, I have my friend and a fellow runner of Unveiled, Suze. Suze, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello to everyone. As Blue said, I also run this game, and I'm actually the first gamer ever beat this game, so...
Nice.
Yay.
So yeah, the run's kind of long, so we're going to be able to talk and do the run as it goes, but I hope you enjoy it. Quick disclaimer for all you out there that don't know much about ROM hacks. This is a lot harder than the vanilla. There will be deaths, so I'm going to try and get 102 and try to minimize as much time loss as possible. But yeah, there's going to be deaths. And a deathless run I don't think it's ever been happened. Any percent, yes. 102, not really. So with that out of the way, I'm going to do a quick countdown from 5, and we're going to start. Alright, so from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good luck, good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
So, as Blue said, this is a DKC2 ROM hack, a lot harder than the original game. Some would even call this Kaizo, but I don't know about that.
Nah, I don't know about that either. It's got some Kaizo stages for sure, or borderline Kaizo at least, but I don't know if I would call the entire game Kaizo.
No, definitely not, but some stages do have, like, I guess Kaizo elements into them. And can take a pretty significant amount of time to clear, at least on your first go.
Yeah. A lot of the bonuses you'll see have like little mini puzzles into them, and they're very creative. Like, the design of this game is so good.
Yeah, MT usually tried to design these bonuses. MT is the creator of the hack. He tried to usually design the bonuses in a way that they are either hard to find or hard to get to, or if they're
like
easy
hard
to
to
get
complete,
to,
yeah.
then they are a lot harder to complete. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of 1-1 already. It's like MT usually says, it's like an introduction stage to the hack. There is not that much that is that difficult, but 1-2 is definitely like a barrier that most people encounter on their first place.
Yeah, 1-2 is definitely a step up. It's very short, but this is also a good introduction that like people that want a 102 will have a very hard time finding bonuses. His locations are quite smart, and especially the DK coin. I'm a big fan of where he put it.
Yeah, as Blue said, this stage is really like pretty short if you complete it any percent, but finding all the stuff can definitely be a challenge. Cool movement there. To avoid all of that mess with the bees and the ropes. And also you saw those coins that were scattered throughout the level. There is a reason why Blue doesn't touch those coins. They're, as the name implies, bountiful traps. If you touch the coins, they usually end up shooting you into a bee or killing you in some way.
Yeah. So this
also
is...
the stage wraps around, so you can see.
Yeah, people don't usually realize that it's just a camera change when you transition from one area to another. So it's a really cute way of just like hiding a coin. And this is the last bonus.
Took me like maybe half an hour to find that DK coin, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's definitely very well hidden.
Like there is a bee that's in front of the DK coin, and one might say that just bee blows through it, but you actually can't. This is a 1 Kong level. You can only enter this level with 1 Kong. Like if your DD starts you with Dixie, and if you're Dixie on the overworld, it starts you with Diddy and so on.
I guess we didn't talk about that. Same with 1-3. So you'll notice I'm going to enter the level with Dixie, but I'm going to be Diddy in this level, and this is because this is a Diddy only stage. So there's some ASM code, custom code, excuse me, throughout the entire game. You're going to see these kind of instances later on in the game.
Yeah, Empty would have been able to talk a little bit more about like the game making or hacking side of the game, but it's like if you're familiar with SMW hacks, for example, DKC is a lot harder to make levels in. Like the tools are pretty limited.
Yeah, there's not much hacks of DKC2 at all, and other than Lost World and Unveiled, which is the only 2 finished hacks that you can 102 on.
Yeah, and that like and making the levels themselves, it's so like you have to balance with the color palettes, and like if you add an enemy that doesn't belong in the level, it can provide some glitches and unwanted behavior.
Yeah, you get these weird
really
like sprites too, and it just looks awful.
Yeah.
So this bonus just moved to be the second, but this is still the vanilla bonus, just with a circular B instead. The chests are random, so first instance of RNG in the run.
Yeah. And I guess if we want to get like the basic stuff out of the way, like the number of bonuses is still like if you know the vanilla game, the number of bonuses is the same in this hack as it is in the vanilla game. So if you know, for example, that there is 3 bonuses or 2 bonuses in some level, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Like the number of bonuses is the same, but their location and of course all the levels and everything is completely custom.
So you notice I visited Cranky, and that's because when you visit all the Kongs at least once, that concludes 1 more %. So if I didn't, even if I finished everything, I only get 101%. So that's why we need to visit each of the Kongs at least once. It's much like
always
vanilla.
The tedious wait at the end of the run to see if you actually got 102 or not. Because it can happen that you forget to visit something.
Oh,
it has happened to me
absolutely.
at least.
Yeah, unfortunately the barrel's supposed to drop on the fish, but I took that corner way too tight, so it didn't. So I just did a quick swap, because I need Diddy for the end of this stage. It'll be a little scarier now that I only have 1 Kong, but it should be alright.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
At least we got the bonus. And that's
Yep.
the more important part. Because we already got
And
that.
that also shows like this game is hard, but there is also things you can do to make it easier for yourself or have
Oh, for
alternate
sure.
solutions to things.
When you ever run harder games, it's all there we go, we're good now. When you ever run harder games, it's all about like minimizing time loss. Like if you know that it's going to be harder eventually, like, to know your backups, I guess, not just knowing time loss, but also knowing your backups. I guess is what I meant to say.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Alright, so
This level is actually kind of broken.
This is a DKC2 vanilla trick. This is called a big boy. Whenever you team throw in the air at an enemy, it restores your jump. So you essentially get a double jump within a team up state, which allows you to ascend heights. And we're going to be abusing that trick throughout the entire level.
I would say you skip like 75% of the stage or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Like there is sections to the left and to the right, and we are pretty much just gonna climb up through the middle here with another big boy straight to the midway, utilizing also a super jump from teaming up and taking damage there.
So
also, I guess one other thing that I could mention is that, like on some levels, you're gonna see a pretty hefty usage of these speedrun tricks, but if you want to play the game through just only any %, you don't need special tricks.
That's correct.
Like,
and even for 102, the the little tricks you do have to do, Cranky and Wrinkly have hints on it. For example, like Ramby double jumps or Rattly glides. They're all explained because when you play it yourself, all the Kongs have custom text, as well as K. Rool in the end. Even the credits is all custom. So this is Crow 1, exact same, but has pits and a couple enemies, but we dispatch the enemies pretty quickly. So you know in DKC2, vanilla, there's fakes. So after the first 2 hits, the next 2 eggs is a 50% chance that it would be a real egg or a fake egg. In Unveiled, the RNG is completely gone. So it's always going to be fakeless, which makes that boss incredibly better. So now we're in World 2. This is a Ramby only stage. You're going to see, I guess not Ramby only, you're going to see the Kongs, but for the most part we're going to be Ramby.
And also entering that bonus is a lot harder than it looks. It's just climbing on the base with the rhino. And also this bonus itself.
Yeah, all the bonuses, as before mentioned, have like little puzzles in them, even if they're not like pick up this, take this here, or solving like traditional puzzles, but like I'm talking about like platforming puzzles or like how do I hit this enemy, how do I ascend kind of thing.
There's a little bit of talking chat about like collectibles and so on. So we're going to be collecting all the bonuses and all the DK coins.
Yes.
In the original game, you didn't actually need the DK coins.
Technically no. In vanilla, the DK coins actually don't do anything. They don't pertain to the percentage. We just get them in vanilla because it's part of the game, added to the game, but it's not technically required. However, in Unveiled, MD, knowing this, has made them required, and you'll see how that pertains later in the run.
We're going to be coming back to that like all the way at the end of the run when like I guess the any % levels are completed. So there's if you're not familiar with the game, there's going to be a bit of a surprise at the end how you actually get into the Lost World and so on in this game.
So we're going to do a little backup because I accidentally took damage. It's not a huge deal, but we're going to do a little bit of time loss.
Search system error, you are absolutely right. We are going to be skipping a few DK coins on the way, because we are going to have to come back to these levels, but as I said, more on that when we get there.
Yeah, the game actually has a post-game, and it's incredibly smart, and when I first found out, it was like a revolution. I loved it.
Yeah, I had no idea that was the thing.
Yeah, it was so smart.
I thought that it would just be like collect the stuff and that's it.
Yeah, then like
there was the other thing.
Because in vanilla, you can grab the Lost World levels as you go. Like the club is kiosk after 2-1, that's up there, but we're actually not going to enter 8-1 for quite a while, like an hour and a half from now.
Yep, it's a long run. And here Blue to skip pretty much the entirety of that first half of the stage. So more big boys and 2-1 jumps and super jumps. All the speedy tech.
So yeah, we haven't covered 2-1 jumps. So what 2-1 jumps are... What 2-1 jumps are is when, if you know fighting games, there's plinking. Plinking is when you slide your thumb from one button to another for one frame apart. In 2-1 jumps is you plink B and A, and you're basically doing a jump storage of your team up. And then from pressing B the moment that Dixie mounts Diddy again, you get a much higher jump. It takes the jump storage that you did plus the regular jump, and it adds it together. It's like the TLDR of what happens. So by doing this, we're getting much more height than what we're supposed to have.
Yeah, DKC2 has many interesting mechanics to gain a lot of height. And on some levels, Empty decided that it was fine. These would be skips in the way, or skipped in the way we do them. But on some levels, he was a little bit more strict and kinda pat stuff out.
Yeah.
As he went through the dev process, which was 4 years, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. So this game took a long time to make.
Yes. But it's definitely well worth it, and the amount of time definitely shows. So this is 2-3. 2-3 is the first borderline Kaizo stage. So this is solo Dixie only. And he built it around the lava and her flying. You're gonna see a lot of tight rolls and jumps and the like. This is probably my most practiced out of the entire world, but after I say that, I'm probably gonna die. Simply because I said that.
I remember a decent bit of runs on this stage.
Fun fact, this is the first level that I speedrun. When I picked up this game. That was
I just started from 1-1. I did the basic learning journey, just starting from 1-1 and going to the end.
That's perfectly fair. I pick levels that I really enjoyed during my casual playthrough.
Yeah. It's just when I started there was a little bit of threading that was done like a few years ago, I think it's now, but I had to came up with a lot of stuff myself, and of course now that you especially have picked up the game, a lot of things have improved a lot. I haven't run this game in like over a year now, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. Which, speaking of, I guess we didn't really talk about it. If anyone is interested in playing this, I highly recommend it. It's a really fun journey, and you can get it at DKC Atlas or Empty's Twitch page in the summary. Alright, so now we're back to being able to have both of our Kongs. So this, like 1-2, the bonuses and the DK coin is very, very well hidden. You can go through the entire level and have absolutely no idea where they are located. Just
yeah, this especially this bonus entry that you're doing, I guess the both ones, but like it took me a pretty long time to figure out that you have to like actually go back and carry the box.
And this bonus is super smart. So we're just gonna take our little clobber friend, and he's gonna roll up top and kill some enemies for us while we're at the bottom killing more enemies to get to the coin. So pretty satisfying. Very well designed.
Yeah, you definitely don't need to be done like any speedruns of any kinds to beat this game. Just it's a hard game. It's going to take some time to
for sure. Yeah, this game is not easy. So far the run's going well. So since
this
is stays this way.
Beautiful too.
I hopefully do this trick. Actually, I'm not gonna go. Okay, we're gonna have to do the level again.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. So what Blue tried to do there is strats. You can see like the glimpse of the bonus barrel, like right left to the coal post. He tried to do a faster strat where you glide into the bonuses, Dixie, but
that's okay.
If you accidentally get into that barrel with killing like the backup flitter that is the intended strat to get into the bonus, you kind of have to beat the level again, which is sad, but we're fine.
Do it with Diddy because that's what I've been doing. I'm just gonna do this with Dixie because that's what I've been doing. Totally planned.
Everything's under control.
Everything is fine. Grab half just in case. That way I can start select if I need to. I meant to press select. Next time I would kill him first. It's okay. That's why we grabbed half. At least my combo order is right this time.
Things can go south really fast.
They definitely can. Okay. We're just gonna take this nice and safe. Like I said, minimize as much time loss as possible, and I think we've been in this stage for too long.
Yeah, this is the intended strat to
wait for
to
the
get into
flitter.
the bonus. You would think that the flitter despawns, but no, it doesn't. Just wait for it and get into the bonus. That's a pretty smart way of fighting the bonus there. And then the bonus, it like get some time to get into the bonus, but the bonus itself then is not that tricky. Just collect some stars and get out of there.
Alright, so that was, I think, 2.5 minutes. It's unfortunate, but it's okay.
Yeah, those blue bee platforms are pretty much just the blue balloons from the original game, but you can't influence their movement that much. Balloons, I think.
Balloons.
Alright, the hardest bonus in the game. We did it.
Nice run.
So this level is pretty much an animal body adventure. You're gonna be using a lot of the different animal bodies to get up to the stage. And also Blue's favorite animal body.
I really dislike Rattly. He's the only animal buddy that has an idle hitbox, and it really bugs me.
Yeah, a lot of things in this game is blue, or are blue.
Yeah, wait till we get to World 3.
Yeah. We still don't know why. Empty would be able to answer, I'm sure.
I'm sure he would. He's come with a lot of creative ways to answer that question, and I'm all about it.
Yeah. For some reason there is a trend that there is always a different answer to the question, why is everything blue in this game?
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, then we're just gonna take these tight B squeezes through the end of the stage, and we're gonna see Rappy again. Do one more bonus and be gone of this level.
And hopefully of the world if Cleaver goes well.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So that double jump is not needed at all, but it's both safer to make sure I have enough air time, and as well as it grabs the coin just slightly earlier. So this is Cleaver. Cleaver now has little changed platforms, and the pathway to get to both platforms now has 3 circular bees. Or is it 4? Something like that. I think it's
And an
3.
interesting fact is that you can't kill the enemies with the cannonballs, even though you thought you could.
So in the vanilla strat, you remember there's a lava fly where you team up in the top left, and we fly all the way over, but shoutouts to Suze, he found a different way of doing lava fly. That includes damage boosting. So I thought okay, that's fine.
Cleaver, attack, please.
Okay, that was a little scary, but we're alive, so this is fine. This is Cleaver for sure.
If this fight goes off script, it can be really hard to dodge everything, but you can usually get rid of the gaboings, at least the jumping crocs, so that you don't have to deal with them in the later phases at least. But that's a good fight.
No, not going too bad. Other than the 2.5 minutes lost, but that's okay.
I mean, it was pretty much just one stage. Had to replay that. This is still plenty fun.
So this is
welcome
World 3.
to World 3, the ice world of the game.
So as we mentioned, wait till World 3 for a lot of blue. I hope you're prepared for a lot of blue. Alright, so...
Those clappers and seals that are clapping you are not actually friendly, they will just knock you into the pit.
Yeah. Fun fact about the clappers, they will knock you based on which way they are facing, and they are all facing the pits. But
That's
they're
an
not
interesting
there.
type of bonus right there, but there is gonna be a few more of those later. I guess we can point them out if they come.
Yeah, the next one's gonna be in 5-2.
Yeah. Pretty much just trickery with how the game counts as the...
I guess
kill all the
the
enemies
first
bonuses.
bonus in 3.6 also does it, but it's from the red bees and it's not as noticeable.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that these levels in the world wouldn't actually be even that difficult, but just the ice physics are always janky in any game, but... Yeah, they make these stages a lot harder than they would be without them for sure. If you just try and stand on a platform, you'll just slide all over the place. 102% doesn't require converters, no.
No, it does not. None of the trilogy games, even vanilla, require the conch letters. Not until the Returns and Tropical Freeze for the Wii and Wii U/Switch, respectively, did they start adding conch letters as a requirement. So this is Ceaseless Chase. So, as it suggests, this is the first time we're seeing On Guard. We got this Snapjaw from Clapper's Cavern in Vanilla. And he's going to be chasing us around, but we're going to have to grab invul barrels and navigate a maze. This might not work. Well, okay, that was... I took that way too safe to make sure I didn't auto-lunge into him, so I'm glad that worked.
Yeah. As someone pointed out in chat, those purple enemies are invulnerable. You can't kill them by any means, and they're gonna be coming back throughout the worlds. And also this, I guess, gimmick that is on this level, that you have to avoid these animal transformation barrels, I guess they're called. This is also a recurring theme on some of the levels.
Yeah.
Just avoid all the barrels and also avoid getting hit by the fish chasing you, as Paul said earlier. Good stuff.
This has you notice also as we're going, the timer is going to be tighter and tighter to the point where me seeing like a 1 or a 2 is actually optimal. So there's that as well.
Yeah, and when the game moves forward, there is also a few of those bonuses that are really strict on time earlier on, but as the game moves forward, it gives you like less and less time to do the things you're asked to do in the bonuses.
I like also how as we progress in the worlds, you can see how he's getting much better with level design.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a Dixie stage.
Well,
Let's say
essentially, yeah, if you're Diddy, it's very, very hard to navigate, so hopefully we're going to keep Dixie for the entire way.
Yeah, pretty much all of the stages have some kind of a gimmick, and the gimmick on these stages are these croc heads. And in the vanilla game, if you've played it, you know that like the ones that jump you up are brown, but Empty changed the color so that they all match each other, so you pretty much don't know what the croc heads do until you jump on them. And there is even those like banana lines to throw you off. Tell you that they are gonna jump you up into a bee, and then they don't do that. Really, like, Blue made it look pretty easy, but that's a really hard stage. Nice bonus.
Thank you. Alright, so shoutouts to my friend DNA423. This was his idea, and the name Dentetsu no Ape, he named it after him. His idea was going through this stage in 3 different paths of animal buddies. So we're going to do the Ramby path first. This might be too early, but as long as I don't kill it within the 3 barrels, it should be fine. So this is the hardest.
I think you are fine. I'm pretty sure you're
okay,
fine.
yeah, we're fine. So this is the hidden path, at least at the DK coin, but it's the fastest to do because we want to be able to start select. So when we get the bonus coins, hopefully we can just start select out.
This level has also gone through a lot of iterations. Like, as you can imagine, it's really hard to design a level around so many different animal bodies you can choose. So
yeah, and Squawks kind of breaks it as well with the flying.
Like there is the Ramby paths that you just saw, goes to DK coin, and then there is Squeaks, as we call them in this game, and Squitter, with, sharing the same paths, but you can only enter one of the bonuses with the bird, and you can only enter one of the bonuses with the spider.
So you're going to see a technique in the bird we call moon flapping. It's like moonwalking, but we're going to trick the camera to be able to move further than we thought. We're also going to purposely skip to half because we want to enter the stage at the very beginning to grab Squitter. Squitter's going to grab us our last bonus. This will be the first instance where we see Squitter. If you are a Squitter fan, by the way, there is not much Squitter in this. Not even 1 or 2. I think you see him maybe 4 or 5 times. So
yeah.
And I think that's because trying to design... Oops. It's because I hit a wall. So my script is a little off. That's
yeah, at least you can re-enter this bonus really easily.
Anyways, I think that's because he told me that Squitter is just really hard to design around since you can make instant platforms and take your time with him. And his movement options compared to the other his movement options compared to the other is just very fluent and very easy to manipulate, so it's just hard to make levels around it. So we're going to enter again from the very beginning, but get to the Squitter only bonus.
Yeah, you've also made the stage so much better with your strats. Like when I came up with my own, I'm pretty sure I was losing like 15 seconds compared to you now. It's pretty insane.
It's because of all the moon flaps. So in this, it looks like, Squawks can just fly and go in through there, but he put invisible bees on the top to make it sure that only Squitter can access this bonus, because his hitbox is lower. So, very smart way of making sure that you use... making sure that you use all 3 animal buddies. Unfortunately, I didn't get my instant platform there, so we're just going to do this quickly again.
Yeah, to anyone who doesn't know, if you press R and R at the same time, you can make these instant platforms with the spider.
Select.
And you can also start select when you get the coin there. Like blue has down on a few bonuses to get back on the overworld.
Yeah, it collects it and goes to the overworld map very quickly, but unfortunately I missed that one. But so 2 out of 3 so far is still pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
So this is Crickshot Cave, so we're gonna see a combination of literally everything that we've been saying, as well as the coming back to Big Boys, which remember is just hitting an enemy in a team and refreshing our jump. So we're going to be doing that here. Our Big Boy up here, and then we're going to Big Boy off to this guy, and this is going to get us to grab the DK coin with Diddy, because that's usually a Dixie at the float there. But then we're just going to grab the cannonball, and we're going to go to the little hidden cannon here. I'm glad that went well.
This is definitely one of the favorite stages, at least for me, on the speedrun.
Yeah, stage is pure
platforming goodness.
If you're faster enough, you could hit that before it goes off screen and get a 19, but unfortunately I lost half a second somewhere.
So there, blue just grabbed an invincibility barrel. Makes this a lot faster going through this part of the stage where the second bonus is.
I am not going to hit that flitter, so I'm not going to greet it. I'm just going to wait for him passively to pass by, because I really want to use Diddy for this. I do not want to lose Diddy. Okay. It's not going that well, but this is fine.
Deceptively difficult bonus. Those platforms that blue is jumping on don't really represent their hitbox that well. You can just like clip through on one side of the platform.
Yeah.
Though it looks like you land on it.
16, unfortunately. But hey, we did it first try, and when it comes to harder games, it's not a really seconds you want, unless you're getting a really low time, unless you're trying to get a really low time, it's getting through it. So this is the first Bramble stage. This is his take on a Bramble. And there's going to be a pretty important skip involving the DK coin after this bonus.
Also, this bonus strat is nice, you got it.
I did not.
Oh. Yeah.
I bounced.
It's
supposed to bounce
usually
on
the second B that kills you, or third one.
Yeah, usually it's the... Well, that and you have to land in the middle of that B at the far left, or the trick doesn't work. Try it one more time. But this is not going to work either, so we're just going to play it safe. And by play it safe, I mean just do it again, because I accidentally held B at the wrong time and despawned the red B, so even if I waited for it, it wouldn't be there.
It's a good bonus, right? Gonna do a rerun of it.
I am gonna concentrate for a second here.
And this is one of the reasons I kind of stopped running 102, because
this
things
is
can
not
go
good.
wrong really fast.
Yeah, this is not good.
As case in point.
Kind of casual this, even though I messed up again. Okay, so we're just gonna start back from the beginning. We're losing like a minute and a half, but that's okay.
That's fair.
Mistakes happen. Unfortunately, that bonus did not go well.
As said, it's a pretty difficult one to discern.
Let's try again. First try. Okay. We will get this.
We get this. I believe.
I don't usually have this much trouble with this bonus, to be honest. I don't understand. Can't. I don't even know how to do it safely anymore. I'm trying to think, is there a backup that I know in this bonus? On the fly.
Know your backups, as they say.
Right. Okay, we got this track.
There you go.
Okay, well that took way too long, but hey, at least we got it. That's what I was worried about.
Right, so now the skip that we were referring to earlier. Normally you would have to go like all the way to the left and get an invincibility barrel to get to that DK coin. There is a pretty clever damage boost there to get to it a lot faster.
I took this a little safe, but that's because I had such an issue at the beginning of the stage. I just wanted to make sure there's no other problems.
Yeah, and the bramble hitboxes are also really deceptive. Like, everything in this game seems to be deceptive, but
especially
some
the
of
little
the brambles
platforms and cudgelator.
Yeah, like some of the bramble hitboxes stick out way more than you would think, and you would just die without like even thinking about that you could take damage on that like a specific spot of the level. And just a bit of final platforming or we're gonna be out of the stage.
I accidentally messed up the day strat, but it's okay.
That's fine, that's fine. We're through on the cudgel. The boss fight that took me like 45 minutes to complete.
So, how do you make cudgel more difficult? Let's just add brambles. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
So that's literally it's all.
Also, those double planks used to not be there. There was only like one.
Yeah, there's used to be literally just single platforms. So the way these platforms work, the hitbox is more to the left than the right. So it looks like that you're standing on the brambles on the left-hand side, whereas you're on the plank on the right, and you fall through. So it's deceptive, but it does as long as you know where the hitbox is, that's more to the left, it's not that bad.
Exactly. Just have to learn where the hitbox is. Like, that's just one of the things with this game that the Hackmaker Empty could not influence at all. Just the hitboxes are done like that, and there's pretty much nothing you can do about that.
Even though this game has like tons of custom code, this was not something that he had control over. As well as any future people that want to make DKC2 hacks, which I heavily encourage. Just know that if you plan on making it, it's going to be quite the journey. Unless you are a good programmer and can make better tools. And that's the end of Cudgel.
If anyone is up for the task, we need better hacking tools.
Now we're on World 4. So World 4 is arguably the hardest world in the game. World 6 coming a close second. But I still think World 6 is easier than World 4. But that's my own opinion.
Yeah, there is definitely a big difficulty spike when you come into World 4.
So honey climbing's impossible, so let's hope that... I did not trust that I was going to hit that barrel. So I'm glad
you can only lose time when honey climbing. You can never gain time.
True. Took that a little safe. I want to make sure I didn't despawn the cannonball and have to re-climb all the way up again.
Really clever way to enter a bonus again. Have to climb all the way up there and then come back.
Yeah.
Cannonball shot by the cannon guy. Enter the bonus.
I'm gonna grab this early just in case. I'm gonna grab the DK barrel just in case.
The cheese way of entering this bonus is so much easier than the...
It is, instead of, this is gonna be, never mind, we're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're supposed to grab a clobber and, like, walk him. And your hint for that is not only in a wrinkly hint, but also when you do the last level of this world, it's also a hint as well. So this is the first trick I found in 102. We're going to do a 2-1. We're going to skip this barrel here. This is going to skip going all the way around to kill these guys. So we're going to use the barrel. It's going to blast us to the last bonus and the DK coin. Again, very cleverly made.
Yeah, skipping a small part of the puzzle by doing the 2-1 jump and skipping the barrel. And also dismounting Squitter bonus that we are not gonna dismount Squitter on.
Okay. That's fine.
Then the shaft that kills everyone. I don't know if I agree with the shaft at the end of the level, but the intended way to do that is to glide with Dixie down the shaft and avoid the bees.
Yeah, but Diddy, there's, okay. This is going great. Great start of the world.
Oh, this is going fine.
So this level is actually one of my favorites. It's very, very cleverly made, and I like just the flow of the level, jumping on and off the carts. So this bonus, pay attention to the banana bunches. So you would think, you know, hey, we went through all these hard stuff, and what, just Empty went soft and he made a bonus, just another banana bunches? Like, what's going on? Did he run out of ideas? What's going on? They're actually linked. So if you pay attention to those banana bunches, the next bonus we're going to do, if it goes well, you know, you're not going to see anything, but all those banana bunches are now going to be replaced with invisible bees. So it's the exact same bonus, but the difference being I need to dodge all the banana bunches. So I'm going to be doing some peculiar movement throughout the bonus when I get there.
Yeah, those unfortunate souls who found the second bonus first, like I did.
Yeah.
I was pretty confused with what's happening there. You will see it in a bit when we get there.
Forgot where I was in the level, but this is fine. We're back to where we were. A little bit of time lost, but that's okay.
I know a lot of people who have beaten this hack like as casual players. You can definitely do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is just hard.
And also the speedrun is a lot different because we do a lot of skips that aren't intended. But if for people that have never seen this before, it's like, oh, if this is what you're supposed to do, it's really hard. But I'm also just making it harder on myself because I want to go fast. So.
Okay. So now the bonus.
Yeah, you're gonna hear bee sounds, but you're not gonna see a single
nothing
bee.
on the screen.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing this weird movement, and that's because all the banana bunches are now bees. But if it goes well, like it did, thank you. If it goes well, like it did, it's just I'm doing this weird movement, and everyone's just like, "Oh, what's going on?" There's nothing there. It's fine, but well, now you know.
Yeah, the annoying thing is that the last jump of the bonus is by far the hardest one. Like there were 2 banana bunches at the end.
Yeah.
You have to do a really difficult squeeze between them.
The safest way is just team throwing over if you have enough time. But if you only have one Kong, yeah, it can get pretty tricky. So at the end of 2-2 Target Terror, there is a balloon that you get, and in speedruns we call that swag balloon because it does nothing other than you get a free life and you potentially could lose a con. Adds nothing to the speedrun other than swag. However, in Unveiled 102, Empty completely recreated it, and thanks to Chillax, we know it's literally just 1 pixel off. So it is the exact creation of the swag balloon, but it's now a swag DK coin.
Empty pretty much put it there for those who hate grabbing the swag balloon on the run. Now they have to do that. Get the DK coin there.
So this is Empty's Magma Opus. I'm gonna concentrate, actually. I'm sorry.
Yeah, do that. So this
I'm gonna get Suze just to do the talking for this entire level, and I will be talking after.
This is another animal body adventure, but it's a really long and a hard level that has claimed a few gamers who have tried to beat this hack. I would say definitely top 3 hardest stages in the game.
Sounds about right.
So what you're doing is that you are collecting or escorting 4 animal bodies to the sign that Will was there on, and it's gonna give you a TNT barrel. There's going to be 4 bees blocking the way to the goal post, and we'll just grab the midway there as well, but the bees don't stay killed if you die, so you have to complete all 4 animal bodies in like each of the corners. Rambi was first, he was like at the bottom right, Squidder top left, and so on. You can do the animal bodies in any order you like. When you grab the midway, you can just choose which one you want to do, so you can practice them.
I personally do it from hardest to easiest.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the hardest stages.
As much as I hate Ratley, he is unfortunately the easiest to me.
And also kind of annoying stage, like in 102, you can usually recover, take a death. If you beat it the second try, that's fine, but if you're doing like any percent PD attempts, this level is definitely a run killer, because if you die like on the last animal body, you're gonna look.
Yeah, you lose like 5 minutes.
This is now 3 out of 4, and we still have the snips left.
Just 1 more left, which is the easiest, fortunately. So we should be good. Should be in the clear. But what I'm really scared about is always the Squidder section, because I'm really bad at it. Much how much I practiced it, I'm really bad at it. So I'm always really happy when the Squidder section goes well, and then I feel like a weight's been lifted. So we really talked about Ratley. So Ratley, there's 3 I guess, little special things you can do with Ratley. They're called short hop double jumps, or true double jumps, or omegas, which is true double jumps but with his idle hop in the air. And this allows us to get a lot of height very quickly. And this is just by tapping A, or is it B? I forget. One of the buttons. Even though I just did it, I can't remember which button it is.
That B.
Is it B? Okay. And it allows us to store the jump. It allows us to jump again. So this is the newest. This bonus has the newest change. Void had an idea. I tried it and it worked. We're going to skip the Rambi barrel and we're going to fly the second half of this entire bonus. If this goes well. Which I was a little too high, so we're going to try it one more time.
That squeeze is really tight.
Yeah, we're going to try it one more time. And this is going to skip doing Rambi and Squidder, and it's going to save a lot of time. It's not going to save anything now because I have to repeat the bonus, but because it's a marathon, I want to try at least one more time. If not, we'll do the Rambi Squidder strat.
Also, if you get the bird through, the bonus becomes a lot easier. I would say the Squidder part is the hardest part of that bonus by far.
Yeah. I don't want to lose too much time. Should I try one more time or no?
I guess you can try one more time, yeah.
Alright, We'll do one more.
I believe in it. You've got it before,
I wanna,
pretty fast, so...
Yeah, I wanna show it off, so we'll do, I guess, one more. Three times a charm, but I'm not gonna spend as much time. At least I have a backup for this. No, okay, so we're just gonna enter the Rampy Barrel. That's fine.
Well, now you can see what we would have skipped.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Or else we would have grabbed Squawks and we can just fly and grab the stars, and it just, not only is it stress relieving, but it's so much faster. Well, that's okay. I disagree with that hitbox. That was crazy.
Alright, there you go.
That was crazy.
As we talked about before, some of the Bramble hitboxes are, how would I say it, interesting.
Yeah, that's new.
Usually you begin to learn where the sticking out hitboxes are and you can avoid them, but for some reason you can always find new ones.
So we would have skipped this, and then this jump into the squitter, and then we would have skipped. All of that.
Good stuff, good stuff.
And just fly, right? To get all the things. Alright,
But
so
now that we have cleared one of the hardest levels in the game, we are gonna have a little bit of a break.
yeah, we're gonna fly around a little bit first. So you noticed in the first, I did not visit Funky, and I said that we had to visit all of them. That's because we're gonna use Funky a lot. So this might seem really weird. Why am I flying to World 3 and World 4? And that's because even through game resets on a file, when you unlock Funky, he stays unlocked. You don't have to pay the 2 coins anymore. And this is going to be very important because after K-Row 1, we're not going to have any coins, but we're going to have to travel to the other worlds. So we're going to unlock 3 and 4 now, so that way they're free later, much later. And as it was mentioned, so this is supposed to be a survival, we're supposed to avoid everything, but when, shouts to DNA, he found this, whenever Crook throws a hook, he extends his hitbox, and extends it just enough that we can kill it. So this is a nice little coffee break of the entire run, where we just wait out the timer instead of trying to survive, or else it'll just be like a dance. And always have the exact same movement. Also, I forgot how you can't hold left till I land, but that's okay.
Well, kind of a mini boss type of deal, like,
Yeah.
middle of the world.
It's pretty cute.
And also this bonus strat is pretty cute.
I missed the start select. So what you're supposed to do is kill all of them, go to the top right, and fly back to the coin, and the timer is really tight. I don't. I just kill them all in one little swoop. Alright, so this is...
So here, we are going to avoid putting the cannonball into the cannon. We are gonna get the bonus now, but
Yeah,
when Blue is done with the bonus, this is pretty much a cannonball escort mission. To get to the end, you're gonna need the cannonball later.
Very
And
similar
if you
to...
enter one of the cannons, you're gonna get put back into the start of the level.
Yes.
And through the bonus.
Very similar to Tube. Instead of being vertical, it is horizontal, basically.
Exactly.
So, MT said that his inspiration on this was actually from an SNW Kaizo catastrophe. And in that, there was a bunch of keys. You have a key, and you want to avoid all the keyholes to progress in the level, and he thought, like, well, that's a really cute idea, can I incorporate that in Donkey? And that's what came birth to this.
You can't see it, but there is a midway on top of this cannon. This is the... You will enter this bonus to grab the midway. Also, there is things that can happen in this bonus, but I hope we don't have to talk about them on the front.
We're not going to talk about it. So this is a fan favorite bonus. Everyone loves this bonus because of the ending, which is pretty cute.
So now we pretty much, well, we have the midway, and we're gonna do the second half and escort the cannonball again. And there you saw that Blue grabbed the cannonball when it was pretty much inside one of the cannons, but you can rescue the cannonballs with Diddy, because immediately when you pick the cannonball up with Diddy, you will pick it up like in front of you. So even if the cannonball is inside a cannon, it will pretty much warp into Diddy's hands.
Yeah.
With a little bit of leeway. This stage also used to be a lot harder, but
they've gone through a lot of changes, because you used to be able to not have to bring the cannonball literally the entire level, and he did not like that so much that he made sure. So this barrel, he has this really long pit. There is invisible barrels right above me that just shoot you straight down, and it lets you infinite team throw across. There is no way other than bringing the cannonball, which really sucks.
I'm kind of in fault from those barrels up there, because I really tried to make it that you don't have to escort the cannonball, but Empty said no. I break every time Empty updated the stage, I broke it again.
Yeah.
Or at least I tried, but then I couldn't anymore, unfortunately. So this level, Team Up Trouble, you're utilizing the team-up mechanics of this game. So if you didn't know, if you're teamed up, you can walk on the honey.
This is not custom code, by the way. You can even try this on your DKC2 cart right now. This is vanilla.
And some crazy people have tried to beat the stage without teaming up and actually succeeded.
Well, you're gonna have to do it eventually.
I personally I was witnessing Void going through the first half without teaming up, but...
Yeah, then he gets to this part and then realizes that, oh, how is this possible? Thankfully, we want Diddy, and deboosting is the fastest method to get across there, or else that's going to be fun to route.
Also, if you see beetles in this game, it's a pretty good indication that there is a bonus nearby.
Yes. Bonuses are incredibly broken. Beetles are incredibly broken. So... Okay.
I think we can still save this.
I think I can still save this.
It's gonna be close, though.
Yeah.
Just as they drew it up.
Okay, thank you too, Unjump.
Yeah, you're supposed to do 3 big boys there. Again, if you don't know how to do them, you get hints from the com members.
Yeah, they will explain. As we mentioned before, you can beat this game 102, even if you don't know anything. Everything's explained. But any percent, if you don't even want to learn anything, you don't even want to try to learn anything, any percent, you don't need anything. You don't need any speed tricks at all. It'll be harder in some spots, and as I mentioned, as a speedrun, I'm making it look harder, but it is definitely doable.
And I think how someone mentioned in chat, you're gonna get a lot better at this game. Vanilla is gonna feel like I don't know, really easy when you beat it.
Oh yeah, for sure. To the point where if you beat this, you're gonna feel ready if you want to do DKC vanilla speedruns. So again, as we mentioned in World 3, Suze, how do we make a boss harder?
Let me think. Might be brambles or something?
Yeah, just add brambles. So much like World 3, this is literally the same concept, just how to make it harder. Let's just add brambles. Then we have a companion circular bee. And that's it. He was really nice to give us an invul barrel, but it's really not needed. But I use it because it's faster, but I really don't want it.
On the first play, I definitely used it.
Yeah, it's not required at all. Also, if you have one Kong, so you see how these platforms, you're like, well, we're flying, and there's brambles, why would you want to do this? Well, if you have one Kong, and you try to land on the bramble to grab the bonus coin, you'll die. So then you have to do the boss
even like
all over
when
again.
the fanfare starts, you will just fall to your death.
Yep, you just fall right to your
something.
death. And there's nothing you can do because you lose control of the Kongs too, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, so World 5. This is like when I said that 3-4 is probably one of my favorite stages to speedrun. On a casual playthrough, this was definitely one of my favorite stages, like playthrough casually. Like I had no idea what's going on.
And this bonus is incredibly smart, and I just broke it, so good luck trying to figure that out.
Yeah, you are supposed to like make the doors go up and go through. I don't know. You would just skip them.
Yeah, a lot of strategy, a lot of bonuses actually in this entire world I do not do intended. So, which is good in a casual perspective. You've never played this game before, so when you get here, you will have a fresh new experience. Unless you try and recopy the speedrun strat, in which case, good luck. But totally doable.
So going back to the level, like you can see he's rolling through some of the warp signs. Those warps actually preserve your momentum, so whatever you do before you enter the warp, you will also do when you come out of the next warp. And like I said, I was so confused, like what is going on, like empty make some custom warps happening. Those are actually just midways. If you place multiple midways on the same stage, I guess that's gonna happen. You will just warp into the next possible midway or something. And it's really cool.
Yeah. So this is actually not a custom mechanic. So what's happening is at the very beginning of the level, we grab a halfway point. If you notice, there's actually no halfway points in the entire level, and that's because they're invisible. When the camera just spawns the halfway, if you've already obtained a halfway, the game is like, well, wait, there's supposed to be one halfway in every level, so it literally warps you right to the halfway point. The signs don't exactly have any custom code. They just pretty much tell you that you're close to the halfway barrel. And that's basically the magic on how 5-1 works. Also very similar to the first bonus in 3-1, we got that 4, but instead of knocking on the clobber 4 times, we're going to cause stars by hitting the hook and then hitting him, which counts as killing like 4 enemies, quote unquote, and that gets us the bonus coin.
Yeah, the easy explanation is that those are just kill all the enemies bonus games in disguise, and every time you hit a hook, it counts as 1 kill, and then you get 4 kills and beat the bonus.
So this used to be Haunted Hall. Cleverly, this is Hornet Hall, and this is just precision flying. With squawks, you got this like claustrophobic maze that you fly around and you're supposed to dodge things. In the speedrun, we actually don't get to halfway because it's very much out of the way right there, so we're not gonna get it.
Yeah, very much out of the way.
You gotta go all the way left, lose your momentum, go all the way right. You actually lose a good like 5 seconds.
For some reason, I always grab that one. I don't know why. Maybe I was scared.
Some levels I feel very confident, so that's why I didn't grab it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Same with 2-3. I probably should have grabbed that one, but I
mean, you are the god gamer here. That's why
no,
I'm on the
please
computer.
I'm really not. So we're not supposed to be underwater. This is just the effects of finishing the bonus. The water level is at a different place, which I like. In 102, we do this all underwater. 90% we do this over water, and I think it's really cool. So I'm going to grab the DK coin here. The deboost is not faster, it's slower. You want to deboost a lot earlier in the level, but that makes it a lot safer. Instead of trying to line up squawks in between the 2 Bs, go straight down and straight back up. And finally, we got this bonus. Shoutouts to my friend Void. I used to do a really, really stupid strat with this, and basically pray that it works. Void has
I don't know how you and Empty didn't know about this. This was on my PB.
I did not know about that in the slightest. I optimized it, kept practicing optimizing it, but holy moly. So what you're supposed to do is shoot a thing off screen, spawn the bee, and in the hitbox of the thingy. Also, I'm losing more time on the invokes. I grab this, so hold on. This might kill me. Or
I think you're fine.
Okay, yeah, we're fine. I lost Diddy, but that's fine. I'm gonna lose a little time in the beginning of 5-3, but it's whatever. So another little shortcut barrel. So instead of the warps in DKC 2 and 3, I was introduced just in the first 2 worlds. Much like DKC 1, MD likes that idea a lot better of having just quick shortcut barrels for random levels. That's what they are. So I've used some of them. There's others that I've skipped that you're more than welcome to look for yourself, but they're just slower, so I don't do it. This is one of my favorite levels of 102, especially this bonus. This bonus, if you blink, it's done.
This level is good now.
I say that when I mess up the strat.
I was a big hater of this level before Empty fixed the ledges on that level. So in some tile sets, there is this ledges that if you jump on the edge of the ledge, it will actually eat your input there. It caused a lot of pain and frustration, but now the stage is really good and polished.
Yeah. So I just jumped too far to the right, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I realized that it's the wrong platform that I was aiming for. So, fun fact, the wind is actually vanilla. He did not change it. This is the exact same wind in the exact same position in the vanilla game. All he did is he built the level around it. This is going to be the first instance.
Bonuses where we utilized the cannonball from one of the cannon guys to get into the bonus. Also, a really clever DK coin.
Yeah, this is the first instance of having a DK coin cleverly in a bonus, which in vanilla that's in 2-2, and Unveiled you only see that till 5-3. I played that
it's a
safe,
pretty infamous one as well in the vanilla game, where it's inside the bonus.
This is Suze's strat. Shouts to Suze. So,
really cool ending.
This has a cute little lore. So you see at the end, this is called Decaying Depths. This is the Toxic Tower of Unveiled. So the little lore is that we dropped, that's why it's called Decaying Depths. We dropped Ratley at the end of 5-3, so now he's dead. And now we're taking the control of Ratley and trying to survive and bring him back to reality. That's why also the beehives look all decayed and everything. Has a terrible color palette, but I understand the lore, what he went for, so it's kind of cute.
And also, you love Ratley, so you love.
Oh, I hate this stage, but I only hate it because I really do not like Ratley. I cannot express how much I just don't like this guy. But if everything goes well, should be fine.
This is also one of those like mind-blown stages when you play it the first time and wonder what the canon is at the beginning of the level and so on. Like, how am I supposed to get this stuff?
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, this level has very questionable design when it comes to camera, especially the second half. You can jump into a red bee and not realize it because you just don't see it, and that's just the way the cameras are in this game. There's no really around it. This level has been going through... Yeah, it's been going through a lot of changes, like this red bee especially. But this level went through a lot of changes, and a lot of it has been fixed, but there are still some bees that you can just literally jump right into, and it's not really much you can do about it.
I agree, this is... Or this at least can be kind of a pain on a blind playthrough.
Yeah.
That. And then we're going all the way back down.
We're going to go all the way back down, because remember that cannon at the very beginning? Well, obviously that's a bonus, and this is 102. And we want all the bonuses in DK coin, so there's the DK coin.
Yeah, this is what I meant when I said that it's one of those mind-blown things.
Yeah.
It's like, when I started this level, I have no idea that I have to go all the way back down.
So if you try enter this with Ratley, it's like, oh, I can just double jump up here, but it's actually, because Empty's a speedrunner of DKC2 Vanilla as well, he knows the height of a Ratley double jump and how to execute it. So when he tested it, he made sure the platform's just high enough that you can see, but even with an Omega double jump, you cannot reach it. So you have to enter it with the Kongs, and they will spawn Ratley, which you have to then grab the honey to finish it, which places you very smart right at the beginning to get the last bonus, which after that places you right back at the end. So it's very, very well made in terms of 102. Freezing Frenzy is going to be a fromage to World 3, where we got invincible enemies. I guess we didn't talk about that actually. These enemies, the reason why I avoid them is because I can't kill them. They're invincible. They're just reskinned red bees.
Yeah,
Also,
I kind of skimmed over
kinda
it, but yeah, you can't do anything about these enemies. They just
and the
jump
lore,
on their free will.
The lore of that is that these enemies are frozen, quote unquote. So, yeah. Oh, I expect him to jump. That's okay.
Oh yeah, those guys do it too, short hops.
Yeah, I forgot. I haven't messed up the stage in a while. That's okay.
Yeah, it's just one of those games that if you go off script, it can, like, even if you know your backups, it can be really, really hard to save it. And also the stage is really difficult. This used to be one of the easiest stages in the game, but
they're gonna be careful again, but this time
Oblivion.
This time I know. Oh, this should be good. Okay, this is fine. Thank you, locking the camera. Alright, we're good now.
And then the second half.
Second half to me is
easier,
far
right?
easier. Far easier than the first, but that's my opinion. Could be also that I'm well practiced, but who knows.
Especially the second half used to be a lot easier, but yeah, as I said.
Yeah.
Off the stage a lot.
Okay. I went too far to the right, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I try to recover it, but I don't. That's fine. We're having little issues, but it's okay.
Do a mulligan.
Fortunately, we're losing a lot of time.
Also, this is one of the stages you maybe, or the DK coin was on the first half, but this is also one of the stages.
Yeah,
we
so
skip DK coin on.
yeah, so like we already mentioned, 1 DK coin per world. You notice that we're actually not getting, and there's a reason for that.
No, nobody panic. We're gonna collect the play.
Yeah, this is 102. Don't worry. I am well aware. You will see everything, I promise. Alright, we're finally go through. Little hiccups, but it's fine. At the very end, it's been Empty decided to put the bonuses, so very kind of him. Select, please. Thanks, game.
Select button has entered the run. Right.
This is a very cleverly made
I
bonus.
keep repeating it, but a really cool way again to enter the bonus. Basically the second bonus, but usually the one you get last on this level.
So the boss is solo Diddy, no matter what you enter it. So it's a nice little safety strat that if you didn't get enough coins, stars, excuse me, you can just throw your girlfriend, get the rest. You don't actually have to get all of them. You have to get, I think, 80% of them, something like that, 85, something like that. So this is the coolest boss in the game. This is my favorite boss by far. It's, again, no RNG, just like Fakeless Crow. Instead, it's a puzzle boss that we're gonna... I thought for sure... Okay, well, we're gonna play that really safe. I thought for sure I lost Diddy there.
Rock time is impossible.
I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay. Yep. Sure. Alright, well that didn't go as I wanted to, but we're out.
We are live. Which is always a plus in this game.
Very much so. Alright, so this is World 6, so this is what people consider the hardest world because of Toxic Tower, which we will get to. That's because I missed the invul barrel and I tried to get it, but I lost even more time and lost momentum. I know exactly how I died there. So we're gonna try it again.
So the water kills
actual
you,
jump.
as shown. It's cold.
Yeah.
Gives you frostbites and takes away your calm.
There we go.
Again, the famous Unveiled lore, the levels.
Even though it's a donkey game, it doesn't really have any lore. I appreciate the amount of lore that Empty tried to make with shading levels like 5.3 and 5.4.
Exactly.
And you notice also that he made a lot of... I disagree with that.
Yeah, there is pretty much no way to save that, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. I disagree with what just happened, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think overall World 6 is my
I'm gonna concentrate
favorite.
a little bit. It's like usually where you die once and then it equals like 7 deaths, so give me a second.
Yeah, this game is definitely prone to, how would I say it, getting you into a death loop. If you die once, you can pretty...
I'm gonna purposely go on this bonus
pretty much die
actually,
again.
because of the comm switch.
Yeah, that's fair. What happens if you crouch down the water? I don't know. Like,
Oh, you're gonna see that later.
anyone who doesn't know, if you crouch in the water, you don't take damage. So I've actually never tried what happens if you try and do that on that bonus.
There's nothing down there, so I'm pretty sure you do as long as you hold down, you just don't take any damage.
Yeah, that might be.
So this is not intended, so Cat o' Nine Tails, Cat o' Nine Tails, whenever you grab him, and he like throws you around, it's invul frames. He actually, whatever you hit, Cat o' Nine Tails goes right through because it takes priority. So what you're supposed to do is guide him to go through the yellow bees, but because of speed strats and knowing hitboxes, anyways,
It's fine, it's fine.
this is fine. Can you please grab it? Thank you. Alright, I have enough time. It's fine.
We're out.
We're out. I lost my train of thought, sorry. So Blast Zone, this is the equivalent of Ramble Blast. Empty's version. And it's a really, really fun level.
Empty's version of making a level around barrels, and I don't know. For me, this is one of my favorite stages actually in the game. I don't know. I just click with the stage.
That shouldn't have
really
worked.
close with the bonus timer there.
That should not have worked. I'm just glad it did. Okay, I got greedy there. I'm supposed to wait a rotation, but I didn't, so I'm glad I saved a little more time.
And this is another of these. Well,
This is another
Dude,
puzzle bonus, yeah.
yeah.
Would you like to explain the puzzle?
Yeah, I will. Alright, so you have this chest. Well, the hitboxes on those blue bees is sometimes a bit deceptive too, but let's not worry about that.
There we
So
go.
how you beat... Yay, we did it. So how you beat this bonus is you don't need to do this like chest manip thing that you can hit the beetle multiple times. Like if the beetle is down, you can still hit it as many times as you like without killing it, and that counts as every hit on the beetle counts as a hit or a kill, I guess. And that's what makes the DK coin spawn in that bonus. So that's the second bonus that includes the DK coin inside the bonus. And if you don't do that, you will just get the normal bonus coin. Like there is a hint on that bonus. I'm pretty sure there is a hint on that bonus in like one of the Kong members.
Yeah.
And that took me like possibly 15 minutes to figure that bonus out.
Alright, so coming up, this is my favorite level of the game by far, both in any percent and 1 and 2. If it goes well, the platforming is just super fun, and I just really enjoy it. I like the idea of it as well. And this is just Castle Crush, but all platforming. And as the name suggests, a pun on the word claustrophobia, which is fear of tight spaces. And there's just a bunch of tight spaces, but in a castle setting.
It's pretty much like these rooms of mini challenges that you have to complete, and then the barrel shoots you actually through the floor into the next section. Taking a little D-boost here to save some time. And then going through each of the rooms.
Okay.
Nice dead roll. Fine.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I've always had difficulties with entering that bonus myself as well. It's surprisingly tight. And also, yeah, this bonus has a really cool mechanic. Like that rat on the bottom, I don't know, you can barely see it there. It doesn't move before like the certain amount of time has passed. You will grab the invincibility barrel, throw your girlfriend down there, and she will actually kill the rat.
And that's because even though it doesn't look like Dixie's invincible, she's your teammate, so when you throw her, she's also invincible. So the rat just runs into something that's already invincible and kills it. It's like us when we run into a bee that just slowly comes to us.
Yeah, like I sound like a broken record, but like that bonus took me so long to figure out as well. I just tried to like run down there and kill the rat and get back up for like 10 minutes before I figured out that you can just throw your partner down there and then go and wait for the coin. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's almost better to have both Kongs for the second half. It saves so much time if you have both of them.
Yeah, unfortunately I bonked, like bonking right before the first bonus, so that's what happened. Again, I know what happened. Powerless to stop it.
Story of this game.
We're gonna take this safe, because oh, never mind, we're not gonna take it safe. We're just gonna go and do solo Dixie, because that's what I want to do.
This is definitely what you want to do on this.
Oh yeah, this is fine. Thankfully, I have been doing this as solo Dixie for way too long, so...
It's surprisingly difficult to keep both Kongs through the stage.
But it's so much faster when you get Diddy here.
Yeah, it really is.
Unfortunately, I did
like
not.
Here, you wouldn't have to wait. You could just like
yeah, you just go.
Go
also,
ham on one cycling all of these jumps.
This bonus with Dixie is a lot tighter. She's slower. But we're good.
Easy.
Easy clap.
Even had time left on the clock. No problem.
Alright, so if you remember in Vanilla, in Webwood specifically, the DK coin there, to obtain it, we have to land on the target within, I think, 7 or 8 frames. And Empty was gracious enough to recreate it, but for this level. So we got like 8 frames to grab the DK coin, and I used to have a setup to do it always first try, but I've been able to consistently get it without a setup, so I don't do a setup. I time it,
You also have this red guy here.
Yeah, I just time it. It's so much better for me, and make sure I get the DK coins that are repeating literally the entire stage and lose like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. So if anyone didn't get that, if you don't get the DK coin, you will play the stage again and try again for the 7 to 8 frame window, whatever it is. 8 frames.
I think it's 8 frames. 8 or 7 frames. Yeah, I don't remember. So this is the first stage that MT decides to disable buttons. So we actually cannot team up.
Yeah, why don't you
at all.
team up and skip the level?
Yeah, because as we have seen in 1.5, big boys are very broken, and MT knows this. So he made this entire level the fact that you cannot do big boys.
There's also these cool circling bees that we already saw in Blast Zone. Well, it's pretty much one bee, but it looks like 4 bees.
Because it goes like extremely
one
fast.
bee going at a hyper speed. And
so that bonus really sucks.
Has a hitbox.
Where they throw is RNG. And the safe way is what I did, just climb up the right wall to make sure you don't actually take damage. But yeah, the bonus just really sucks. I don't have much complaints about bonuses in this game, but I have always a complaint about that bonus. I just really don't like it.
Also, if someone sees 2 circling bees, that's why, or that's because you're probably watching at 30 frames per second. It's an interesting thing with those enemies.
So this bonus is very tight platforming. All the glides just barely make it. So as long as you have perfect height every time, like that, okay, good. We're good. This also is always the nice bonus because you know you're doing it well if that's the 69th coin. And so far we got everything that we're supposed to. We're coming up to the end of bonuses and the end of the first go around until we get to post game.
It seems like MT is also in chat if...
Oh, what's up, MT?
If you have any specific questions, I guess, to try and ask him.
What I should have done is thrown the beetle, despawned it, and tried again that way, but I was trying to jump over him because I accidentally bonked him, and all of that was just bad judgment on my part. That's okay. Not the first time. As long as it doesn't make it Death Infinite again, we should be good. I'm playing this super safe. Really do not want to die again. That would be very bad.
Yeah, when I first did runs, I didn't even take the damage boost at the... like after the midway, so I would have both Kongs here at the end. These jumps are surprisingly tight.
Should be good now.
Again, if you see a beetle, you most likely have to do something with it. And this time we killed that guy to get the DK coin up there.
Alright, my bad.
Golden goal, by the way.
Alright, so more invincible enemies, but now we got the third type, which is these clingers, as the level suggests. These are the ropey guys. That's a reset.
And you can't hit them as case in point.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
I wanted to show you guys that it is invincible, and I wanted to
They
let
are
you know that in
indeed
fact they are invincible.
You better believe that now.
Alright, so now that we know, thank you for the experiment. We're going to not... Alright.
Alright.
Alright, we're good. We're good.
Sneaky little extra path here.
Which is why we need a Diddy. Or else... Yeah, so if I take damage, it sucks, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Just gonna make this a little more monk-ass.
It's definitely scary.
Yeah.
Again, one of these levels, if you go off script, you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
So.
Fortunately, I have done this lots of times because I suck at this game sometimes. Get off days. So you do everything in the wrong Kong order like that. Okay. So this is gonna be scary. Okay, we made it. We're fine.
Sick.
Alright, we're good.
Blue, you're sick.
Hospital emoji.
Here again, you're supposed to use surprise, surprise, a beetle to bounce on him to get on the higher ledge up there, or pretty much on the rope there. But you can.
But you can just do a 2-1 or illegal thing to get there. But it's a marathon.
Yeah, I still really don't know. Like, Empty's in chat. What's
I
what's
just
ruling
wanna.
on that?
It's fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Because there is a glitch on the 1.0 version called Infinite Team Throw, where you can, as the name implies, infinitely team throw. But Empty actually banned it.
Yeah, he doesn't want it in speedrun.
It breaks a lot of things in a bad way. And then here we are in the last bonus of the stage. A little bit of rope climbing and star collecting before we go into one of the singular Kong stages, I guess that's the way to call them. You can only enter with one Kong. Possibly one of my favorite stages in the game.
Alright, so this is the infamous cast task. If you've ever seen this, again, this really shows, like, if you beat it, your movement greatly increases. So much like 1-2, when you enter it with the opposite Kong. It's only solo. This level also has literally no enemies at all. Not one.
Yeah, if anyone says this stage is hard and it just replies with that, it has 0 enemies, how can it be difficult? So.
Which, I mean, he's right, it has literally no enemies. But it just has very, very intense platforming that you need to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like the first time I beat this, my heart rate was definitely up when I was going through and was near the end of the stage.
It's gonna be a little close, but I think we're fine. I mean, we should take this safe and throw this. So I had a little bit of extra time.
But yeah, you can enter the stage with both Diddy and Dixie, and Empty balanced it in a way that it's like Diddy is so much faster in this game, but Empty put some like barrels that slow you down and more obstacles when you go through with Diddy.
Yeah.
So it's even out between both of the Kongs.
In a speedrun setting, this is actually an auto-scroller. Glorified auto-scroller, but an auto-scroller nevertheless. The only thing we can control is what's after. So in the first half, that very small section after the invul barrel, and in this section's everything past this. So now, from now on, we can control the speed, and we want to do as much as possible. But we're gonna enter the bonus, not intended. So this is supposed to be a Dixie bonus. But by throwing a barrel, we're still going to fall, and we're going to enter the bonus at the same time we're going to die. But the priority of the game always is for bonus exits, so we actually don't die, we enter the bonus instead. So shoutouts to DNA for finding that, and with doing shoutouts to DNA. For doing that, we get to do this very tight labyrinth with Diddy, and get a 14 or a 13. Well, you can get a 14. And with Dixie, I think the best is a 2 or a 3, something like that.
That bonus is like blows completely open when you enter it with Diddy. It's just a completely different ballgame.
So another fun fact, for the longest time, we thought Diddy was faster because, again, as I pre-mentioned, The only thing you can really control is that very small section after the interval in the first half, and this section right here, for time-wise. But because of the very end, there is an unavoidable Diddy barrel, whereas Dixie can just skip it, and you lose a lot of time, and it's actually faster to do this with Dixie. But that would require rerouting the end of 6.5 for the any percent, which we think in theory would be slower. So it's really hard to say, but for the ILs at least, it's faster to do this section with Dixie. And we're coming up to the barrel that I'm talking about right now, after this jump right here. So this barrel right here that I'm just skipping with Dixie, it's mandatory, you have to hit that with Diddy, and then you have to jump back to the right a little bit to grab it. Also, I didn't mean to throw that. I think we're fine. Okay, we're fine. And it loses a lot more time than you think.
No matter how you say that that's an auto-scroller, I still end up dying on that level.
Yeah.
Really hard stage. Also, no Winky.
No
and
Winky. There's lore in my game.
Empty hates Winky. Confirmed.
Alright, so this level has gone through significant changes. Again, shout out to my friend DNA. He really destroyed this level. Also, I did not mean to swap. So what you're supposed to do is not throw to the left and lose Dixie and lose time. What you're supposed to do is grab all these Kong letters, and there's repeats of the Kong letters. This is by custom code, where if you get another K, but you already obtained a K, instead it's going to be a TNT barrel. And we're going to use that to clear a path to get to the end. So this is just like this giant maze where you're supposed to get all these Kong letters. Much like 4-3, but instead of animal buddies and turning them into TNTs, we're doing that with Kong letters. However, we're not going to do that. And that's because, much like an infinite team throw, we're going to jump. Okay. We're going to jump the same frame that Dixie mounts Diddy, and this is going to get us to jump again. And by doing this, because the team up changes our hitbox, we're going to clip through it, and we're going to hit the target underneath. So for the 102, for any percent, the level will be done by now. But for 102, we still need to get the bonus and the DK coin. So we already did the bonus. This is the DK coin. So now we're going to make our way to the target underneath. If this all goes well, you can see it first try. Nope. Thankfully,
At least you can retry this time.
this is frame perfect. I am trying to jump. There we go. The moment that it's mounted, and we clip, and we're going to hit the target from underneath. And that's going to skip the entire mechanic of that level. Again, we're going to fly to World 7 because I need to fly after K-Roll 1. So this is the end of the first section. We're going to come back and now do post-game. So you notice, again, we did not get one DK coin in every world, as well as we have not done the Lost World yet, and I promised 102. That's what this category is, and you will get 102.
There is a lot of content left still.
Yes, it has extra content, because as I mentioned before, DK coins are not intended in the 102. They don't add percentage. So MT takes advantage of that.
Concentration time.
Sorry,
This boss might be a bit difficult. I'm not sure, but it might be a bit difficult.
I'm sorry. I had a thought. I was talking, but I lost it. trying not to lose Diddy here. I'm gonna let Sears actually
Yeah, so
do the
Empty
rest.
pretty much added these extra DK coins to make the player collect all the DK coins in the main game and block the entrance to the Lost World before you have completed all the challenges, collected all the content. Before that, there's no business getting past Klava, the guy who guards the entrance to the Lost World. Okay, this is going to get interesting now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just being quiet, letting you do the thing.
Okay, we're good.
Ah, nice. That was a really good recovery. That
Thank
fight
you.
is so difficult if you go even a little bit out of script.
Okay, we're good. Alright, so this is the end of the first half. So now we're going to go back. So as you remember, we unlocked World 3, World 4, and World 7, the Funky. And that's because, like I said, when we reset, we actually have no coins, and we need to be able to traverse and go back. So now we can say it. Now that BK Rule 1, there's actually going to be an extra DK coin in every world. And I know where they are. They're in every single level that I skipped the DK coin in. So we're going to grab the regular DK coin as well as the purple DK coin. And once we got every single DK coin, then when we visit Cudgel, Cudgel will do a check and say, yeah, you got all the DK coins. You can now do the Lost World. So that's the reason why Lost World is not until the second half, and that's because it actually truly is post-game. And I thought that was just a really smart, nice way to close the 102 out.
Definitely. So as said, a small hydration break.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be starting to revisit every world, collect what's left. And then Lost World. Pretty much like the second half of the run, even though the timer wouldn't suggest it, but...
If all goes well, it's only about 40 minutes, but let's hope it all goes well.
Yeah.
We're still quite underestimated, so this should still be fine.
These stages are definitely the hardest ones when we get to the Lost World.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, death infinites are much a thing, where you die once and that one death turns into like 7, so... Unfortunately, but we'll see. Alright, so it saves once it goes to the credits, so we're gonna reset. Re-enter our file, 87%. Alright, so now we're gonna find all the purple. So, we got every single DK coin in World 6, and that's because that damn sign, we don't like this sign. We like our Winky. So, we're gonna destroy it, and boom, first purple coin.
Empty didn't hate Winky after all. What?
So second purple coin, again, we got this DK coin as well. That's because there's an extra path up here. This barrel did not spawn and is not coded to spawn until after you beat K roll. So there's an extra path up here. very, very tight bramble maze, and remember how wonderful these bramble hitboxes are, so this can get out of hand quite quickly. But if everything goes well, the end of this maze is going to be... I flapped way too... I'm going to concentrate. I'm not going to concentrate anymore. So, at the end of this maze is going to be the next purple coin.
Alright, let's try again.
Let's try again.
Let's hope the brambles are on your side this time.
Right. I'm gonna take this a little safer. You can do this a little faster, but I want to make sure I go past the red bead without taking damage.
Nice snipe.
Thank you. Still gotta try and go fast, as much as I gotta be safe. So for this, you can just deboost through. It's a lot faster, but oh, because of brambles, I'm glad that we didn't deboost that.
You said this was a lot faster, so let's just take the deboost after all.
So we have no coins, as you see, but Funky is free, and that's because we paid for it. So now you're gonna see why we did what we did. So this level has the purple coin, as well as we did not get the DK coin. So we're gonna grab coins because we need to fly out of this place to get to World 4. But we're also gonna grab the regular DK coin. The regular DK coin is literally right here. So instead of going right, we're gonna go left. It's a little hidden wave, and boom, DK coin. We go back down over here to refresh the camera and the spawns. If everything goes well that we didn't see, which it finally did. I got Diddy through. The actual strat.
Oh yeah, you did the first half of Dixie.
I did.
We went through the first time.
But now you see how the level's supposed to go. So the purple coin is actually really late in this level. It's very cleverly done, the way he manipulated the cameras. So the hint for this is you have to look for the tiniest gap. Right here, after we pass this, he has a very tiny gap. We're going to fall, and we're going to get into this extra little sneaky section. These pillars have really weird hitboxes to make walls. But we're going to go through these invincible enemies again because the lore is that they're frozen. Take a deboost here because we're going to need Dixie for level 3. As well, if it's safer, grab the DK coin, we're going to fly out back to World 4. Pay the 2 coins, because World 5 we did not do, but World 4 and 3 we did, so Funky is actually free. We're going to enter Cannon Clash. We did get the DK coin here, but that's because it was on the way, and we had to wait after we threw the cannonball to get it, which is why I pick it up. But the next 3 DK coins, we're going to be grabbing them and the purple at the same time. So the hint for this is that you have to remember all the cannons, but really, he just added 1 extra cannon. That's just kind of hard to see, but if you take it slow, there's no way you'll miss it. And that leads to the purple coin.
One of these extra things that again spawn only when you have beat K Roll 1. This cannon is not here.
Yes. Everything that I'm doing, if you have questions like, well, why didn't I do this the first time to get all these purple coins, and that's because you just can't. Which is, again, very cleverly done. So we're going to do this, and see how there's an extra cannon here. If you ever go back to the video, that cannon's actually not there till after you beat him. Grab the purple coin, and then we're out of World 4. It's almost a lost world.
Almost. The next challenge is gonna be in 3-1, and I would say this is the hardest one of the bunch.
Again, this is only possible because DK coins do not add to percentage, so you can have as much DK coins in a game as you want. It's very cleverly done. So yeah, as Steve has mentioned, this is probably the hardest purple.
We're gonna play to the end, and then there is gonna be a timer that spawns, and then the purple DK coin, or as MP likes to call them, clubber coin, spawns at the beginning of the level, so we have to make our way back through the level in a time limit.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
Challenge here.
So those that are astute, you'll notice that there is a very black banana bunch. The hint is that the bananas are just really ripe. You have to look for it, very cleverly done. It goes to a little additional path upwards, and that leads to the DK coin.
So here the timer spawns, and now it's going back. So I hope you remember the layout of the level, right?
Yeah. Left platforming is a little harder because the camera does not pan when you're at the edge, pans when you're in the center. So it's a little bit harder, but again, not too bad if you know where you're going. But yeah, definitely one of the hardest purples, if not the hardest purple. Some people say,
especially like on your first play when you don't know where stuff is.
Yeah,
this can take a few tries.
Some people think World 2 is actually the hardest purple because the timer is just really tight. Also, trying to find, with no hints, the secret corridor is kind of demanding, but it's it's the end of the game, so it should be demanding. So we're going to enter 3-2 to grab 2 coins because as much as we have unlocked this, we have not unlocked World 1, and we need to go because World 2 has our first Lost World stage. And the beginning of 2-3 gives us 2 coins, so we're going to go back, very back here if you remember. We did not get the DK coin in this level. This is the first one that we said how where you enter it always as solo Diddy. This is a solo Diddy stage, but look up there, boom, DK barrel. Which never used to be there until after you beat K-Rool. So now you have Dixie, and the puzzle is, well, what do you do with Dixie? Where's the purple coin here? So you can actually grab this purple coin without Dixie. You can actually do it with one cog, actually. So we're going to do a double jump. I did not mean to fall there. Never fine. That was not what I meant to do, but it's okay.
There you go.
Well, there's the purple coin guarded, but since he moves back left and right, it's a very small window, but you can land next to the crusher and just jump over. And that works with either con, if you accidentally went in the thing. So, as you noticed, there's an invincibility barrel. It never used to be here. Has also my favorite sound effect of the game. I don't know why the beasts sound like this, but it sounds amazing. I love it. Definitely the highlight of the run. But we have an invul barrel. We're going to take this very much like through it. It's also a puzzle to get that, but we just do that at the very end of the game. It's faster. There's also a puzzle of like where do you do with this invul barrel, and people have to like scour the entire level to find it.
Yep, this corridor is pretty well hidden. It can take a good amount of time. Like, you have a lot of time with invincibility. You just pretty much have to. There's a hint on Wrinkly, like where the corridor is, but you still usually take some time to find the entrance to the lava coin on the stage.
It's at the very end section, little small lava section. Grab the coin. We're finally in the Lost World.
Alright, let's go. So the first level, Paradox Paradise. If this goes according to the script, you will not even know the gimmick of this level pretty much.
Very true.
But the gimmick is that there is those croc barrels, and every time you touch them, it inverts your controls. So the first time you're gonna touch them, it's gonna invert them, so left is right, right is left, up, also up is down and down is up.
Correct.
And when you touch them again, it's gonna revert back to normal. So left is left and right is right and so on. But, as said, if this goes to plan, also a nice bonus barrel. Thanks Empty for putting that hyper speed barrel there. go. DK coin. Navigating through nicely. Oh no, you died! Okay. So this is another of these
DKC1 shortcuts.
barrels.
Yeah. Homage to DKC1.
There is usually a trade. I guess we didn't talk about them too much, but usually there is a trade-off. If you take one of these shortcut barrels, like their blue, skip the midway.
Yeah,
so if
that'll also happen in 3
If
and
you take
3.
one of the shortcuts, you usually miss something, but it's not collectibles, but you miss a midway or something like that.
Right. So that went really well. It's the first level.
That was a good stage. Like I said, if blue does that well, you pretty much don't know what.
Yeah, you have no idea what happened. And the barrels are just like, why did Empty put them there? I mean, absolutely nothing. Alright, Crimson Cavern. This is just a giant bonus room. So you notice it says destroy them all and 3 faults allowed. So what it says, we have to kill all the enemies, but we're able to not have to kill 3. So this gives a lot of routing options. It's just like a giant speedrun, it's a giant bonus room. If you don't do it, the bonus just doesn't spawn, so you get to the end and you just brick wall. Yeah. First half is a lot... Okay, that sucks. The first half is a lot harder than the second half, but once you get to the second half, it's pretty free.
Also, I don't know why, but this level seems to split opinions. Like, some people don't really like this level.
Yeah.
But at least for me, this is one of my favorite stages in the game, actually. With 4-3 and Catch Task.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but it can be very frustrating too, because out of all the levels that can make Death Infinite, this is definitely highly one of them. Hardest trick is right here.
The first time, like routing through what enemies I should kill and so on.
There we go.
I actually understood the concept, like what's going on. So
this is one of many routes. There is
all the enemies, but
yeah,
we're gonna be skipping some in the following section. There's going to be a bee. It's gonna be the first enemy that we skip. So right here, we're just gonna go straight to the right. Worry about it.
We're also gonna skip this bee right here. Slow. As we learned from the bonuses, whenever you kill a hook, that counts as an enemy. So we actually kill an extra enemy. So we wanted to drop 2, and now we skip 4, but because we hit the hook, that satisfies the conditions, and now we're in the bonus. So if you have one Kong in DKC3, there's a technique called a just defense, my favorite glitch in the entire game. DKC2, it's harder to do, but with ice physics, because you slide, it makes it easier. That's the intended path, but if you have 2 Kongs, he rewards you by saying, you know, you can just team up. You don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, the intended strat is to roll through the spiny. In a weird way, let's say, you have to hold left. The game thinks you roll from the right. So on. We don't have to worry about it. We have 2 Kongs. Easy peasy.
So same as the first half, but instead of having 3 enemies, it's 1 enemy. I think Empty was thinking like, oh, you know how to make it harder, or try to make it harder. But that actually made it easier because the route became a lot easier to control and manage. And at least for me when I routed this, and everything just flows so well, and I just find this incredibly easier.
Good stuff.
1 death so far in Lost Worlds, not bad. Alright, so then
I guess next again one of these stages that splits opinions.
Yeah, this is actually Empty's favorite stage, and first stage that he created in the Lost World. He had this idea for a very long time, and so he implemented it, and much like 6-4, much like
why are you not running, Blue?
much like 6-4, I'm gonna concentrate. I'm sorry, but really quick, much
Yeah,
like
go
6-4,
ahead.
instead of the A button being, yeah, I need to concentrate. I hit the wall
Yeah,
twice.
go ahead.
Much like 6-4, instead of the A button being removed, it's the Y button. Okay, I'm gonna let Suze talk. I'm gonna talk again after this stage is done.
So this is pretty much a walking only stage. As Blue said, the Y button is disabled and all of these obstacles are designed in a way that, well, you can clear them without running, and that actually, at least in my opinion, some people don't agree, but I would say provides like a really cool twist on how you play the game. Like here you have to lure the clobber, do like a mid-air bounce off of him. Really clever like obstacle designs. And here we also grabbed one of these shortcut barrels, get past the B section. The first half I would say is a lot easier than the second half, but in a speedrun setting this level becomes a lot easier because usually on these obstacles you can make them in one cycle if you're fast enough. Like on some spots you have to wait, like there you'll have to wait just a bit for the spiny, but usually the stuff lines up in a way that's... Yeah. I would say you can run through, but you can't run this level, though. I guess you can just walk through everything. And here Empty made all the singers yellow, just to annoy the player that you can't kill those singers because the shooting the webs button on the spider is white and disables you can't shoot the beast there. This bonus is pretty much reimagining of the vanilla bonus, the invincibility and avoiding those barrels to have enough time to get the DK coin. Thank you for the cool insights, Emphasis. And now we're on the second half, and at least I would say this is a lot more difficult than the first half. And it's mostly because of one section that's coming up. It took me like, I don't know how long, but a long time to figure out like how to route it through the bees and the moving barrels will try and murder you here. Specifically this part is what I'm talking about. Barrels are moving, singers are moving, everything is chaos. Seems like Blue is handling it pretty well. That damage boost should be fine. I don't think that was intended. Oh, wow. I don't know why that flitter cycle didn't line up. Like I said, usually you can, like, again I'm about to say run through, but walk through without waiting there, but I don't actually know why you died.
Not quite sure either, to be honest. Maybe I just spawned him weird, because I did enter the barrel. I'm just gonna take a death. I did enter the barrel right over the bees instead of onto the right of the bees, so probably just messed up the camera.
If you take damage before that one part with the bees and the mayhem, it's usually better to just take a death and try again. Because you really, it's so hard to complete. It's definitely possible, I've done that, but it's definitely a lot more harder to do the second half with one con without the
it's just safer, I think, at this point. Try again.
Nice backup.
Okay.
The cycles are a bit messed up now, but Blue is...
Cycles were messed up, very much so, but we're good now. The rest should be fine. Yeah, we're good.
That flitter jump, if you don't know a setup for it, and this upcoming clobber will kill you on your first
The
play.
clobber always gets everyone. Always.
Especially if you're Dixie at the end, because your movement speed when walking is also slower than Diddy's. That clubber would just pop you into the spikes, and Empty will laugh.
Yeah.
Empty will laugh on the background.
So this is my favorite Lost World level. It's also probably the hardest level in the game.
And this also showcases the mechanic that we kind of skipped in 7.1, so we're gonna collect all the Kong letters on the stage to clear the bonus. Working the same way as Blue said in 7.1. So there's duplicates of the Kong letters, and if you collect them, they're gonna be replaced with TNT barrels, so that we can go through the bonus as we will see. This is just pure platforming goodness. First with Diddy. You can also only play this first half with Diddy, and then it's gonna switch up on the midway. And then it's gonna be a Dixie on the second half. So even if you enter the stage with both goals, whatever, it's just gonna put you to the Kong you're supposed to be at that specific point in the level. This also utilizes the Dixie's gliding mechanic to the fullest. As Empty has said, it's not that... It's not used to the full potential in the Venom game, but here you actually have to do like precision gliding through these cannonballs to avoid taking a hit, because as I said, Kong, so if you take a hit you die. Also the spears, the top of the spears hurt you, so you have to avoid those as well. As said, really tight squeezes between the cannonballs. If you are just a little bit late with your timing, or just a little bit early, you will just take it. That's you do about it. Really tough stage, especially this Dixie hop.
No, it's not gonna make it.
That glide is probably the hardest one, IMO.
The traditional die
like
once, die like 9 times.
So you can try it quickly.
Yeah. There we go.
Like if that was the last obstacle on the stage, I would be pretty angry. I think this is.
Alright, let's try it. Okay. Safe.
Cannonballs moving at cannonball speed.
Alright, safe.
And then, as mentioned, we have collected the Kong letters, and we can now clear the bonus. So these chests would have the Kong letters, but once we collected them, they have the TNT barrels, so we can do this. Good job.
Now we got the final level of the game and the final bonus. And then K-Roll 2, and then that's the end of the run.
2 more stages.
Well, yeah, I guess so. We could consider it K-Roll 2.
Yeah, I guess it's the stage. Could be called that. So this is Compendium, the last Lost World stage, and it's pretty much a reimagining of the stages we have already seen. So this is 1-1 with invincible enemies. It's like pretty much the first half of 1-1. And then when we get to the end of the room, it's gonna switch to a different stage. It's being 3-4. Now we all have these flying hooks. Don't know who put them there, but I would say this is the easiest of the Lost World stages, because you pretty much know the levels.
Yeah, the difficulty doesn't really come from the platform, it comes from the length.
Yeah, just have to deal with the new obstacles, but that's pretty much the only hard part. pretty much the only thing that makes this level, well, the first half is really easy, but the second half is really long. And, like, it's not that difficult, but just the length of the stage makes it relatively tough, let's say that. And this room in Mind Over Metal reimagining is gonna have the last bonus of the run.
Cleverly little invul on the left side. And we're just gonna jump on these cannonballs, and it's gonna lead us to the final bonus.
Which is kind of a puzzly bonus. So these cannons will shoot you upwards to the next platform and so on, and you have to figure out how to enter the cannons and kill the obstacles that are in the way using the cannonballs. And then shoot up to the top and get the last DK con, or wait, the second last, because you get one concave roll, but
Okay.
oh, the cannonball response, that's good.
Yeah, I meant to roll, but the game had other plans, I guess.
Yeah, the good old DKC. Where'd my roll?
Where'd my roll go?
So this, if you realize or recognize, is Castrophobia, the second half of it. With modified enemy placement and, well, different enemies as well. And the new, well, it was in the 1-1 beginning of the stage as well, but these blue rats, that as the color implies, are also invincible. You can't touch those or kill them in any way.
I'm glad I swapped. Didn't mean to. I meant
It's gonna get spicy now.
I meant to do that for this section here specifically because I've been clipping this red bee recently. I don't like it. Okay, we're good. Still gonna be.
Then the last
little
room
more
of the
gas.
level is, how would you call it? Like the K-Roll's cabin.
Yeah.
That is not used in the vanilla game except
Okay.
for the beginning message
Okay, we're
that you get.
on the wrong Kong, but that's fine. We'll just do K-Roll 2 with Dixie. K-Roll 2 is really fun.
That was a really good stage with playing the last room with one Kong. It like a few of those jumps between the bees are really tight. Good job.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last stage or boss of the game, Hero 2. He's back from the water, back from the depths, and he's shooting you with cannonballs again, and the purple smoke that reverses your controls. The gimmick is to manipulate this barrel by going into it, like the right intervals or whatever, to make it so that the cannon doesn't shoot you into the cannonballs when they fly past. Pretty difficult boss overall, but I would still say that K-Roll 1 is harder than this.
Yeah,
This
me
is
too.
definitely not an easy boss.
Also, this is fun. It's just the fight is just really fun.
And also one instance again where the camera can make it a bit more difficult, especially on those cannonballs that fly back towards you. Because you can't really see far to the left or to the right of you, depending on where you are in the fight.
Last time.
Nice run. That was really good.
Thank you, yeah. Couple hiccups, couple infinites, but we did it.
Yeah, definitely nothing major. That was a good one.
Shoutouts to SpeedGaming. for letting me again do a run on SNES Super Stars. So thank you, Fiesel, and the team in the background. Thank you, Suze, for doing commentary with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Empty,
SpeedGaming
for making this. I still really like this more than vanilla. And thank you all for watching it. I hope you enjoy the run. I hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon. That's all I got to say. You got anything to say, Suze?
Yeah, I would also say that please, if you have any interest, play this game. You can find it, as said, in DKC Atlas or MT's Twitch page. If MT's in chat, he can for sure help you find the game. It's a lot of fun. It's a difficult game, but
and what I will do real quick,
please trying it out.
Just show that this is 102. And there you have it, 102%.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I have. Shout out to Empty for making this. Thank you for having us.